The final asset for PFP, a blockout for my PCC3 asset, which is the concept is of a planeswalker from a character from Magic the Gathering called Garruk Wildspeaker, and I'm not 100% sure what version of him I will do. There is a fully clothed version that has an action figure form in real life, but the original concept art, and originally he didn't have as much clothes. It's really just a belt and a loin tarp cloth and some armor, and his helmet is always there. And I was talking with James actually, and by his recommendation, I think showing off more of the physique of the body would be a good idea, just to show off that I'm able to create the human form well. But well, let's talk about the model now. I did have good amount of troubles here and there. First off, it kept looking like his neck or his head was too small, but that was only because in comparison to the action figure, which is what I'm using for general size of this guy, since that, you know, his shoulders are actually right here, and that would make his head look way too small, but I'm adding in just a little bit to represent the cloth that hangs over him, so that it will be easier for me to model in that the fur cape that he wears. The other difficulty I had was with hands. I've never been good at making hands, and well, I've been decent at making hands. And when I mean in 2D art, it's always my toughest aspect to deal with. What I had more difficulty with was, for some reason, my ring fingers were just connecting to both the pinky and the middle finger, which is causing issues, so I ended up using two to just make a new finger. That's kind of why it's farther out than the rest of the fingers. I'll end up fixing that, because eventually, like, I'm not sure if I'll have this be posed in a pose or if it will eventually be posed in an action pose. But if it's posed in an action pose, he'll be holding a battle axe, so I'll have to move all the fingers anyway. And he's a more muscly, big bulk kind of guy, so I made sure to try to get his body to be formed like that. I was able to find a muscular chest of a guy that I would think would be similar to how Garruk is, although I think the person in this image is somewhat smaller than Garruk, although that's hard to really discern properly, because Garruk is like a 6-foot+ tall man. And I didn't do too much with the feet, just left them as is. Probably gonna end up just modeling one at a time. Like, I watched the critique that you did of the tiger, and yeah, I'm probably going to just make the paws in somewhere, or just one paw, and copy and paste it, or ZBrush method of copy and pasting. And I'll probably do that with the feet of Garruk as well, so I can just focus on making a foot. Although in his case, he really just wears boots all the time. In every iteration, he's just wearing some form of boot. So yeah, that is my model. Looking forward to working more on just focusing on these assets rather than having to bother with the website and the business card. So yeah, see you next month.